Hello and good morning and welcome to your Tuesday morning. Oh no, I just heard a wasp, a buzzing sound. I think there's a wasp's nest that I'm quite high up in this block of flats, but every now and again I just hear a buzzing sound and then a little wasp will just come and hang out. Anyway, ignore me. I'm just slicing off yesterday's painting, which I actually spent a bit of time adding a bit more pizzazz to, and I actually quite like it now. So I just basically waited for the skin tone to dry, and then I went over with slightly darker shades, trying to cast kind of a shadow area on the nose and on this side of the face, and I went over the lips with slightly more red colours, leaving little bits of highlight, and I did the background in the greeny blue. So although it's still a little bit creepy, I actually quite like it. I think it's quite a good outcome for yesterday. But don't worry, because today we have a way more simple, chill thing going on. So do not fear if yesterday was a little bit too much, because I feel I've got my coffee. I hope that you have a nice drink too. And let's start our drawing. I'm going to spin you around. Okie dokie. Now, I know my internet might be a little bit dodgy because it was yesterday. I'm moving to this new place and the internet is so good there already. I just don't have any of my art stuff there, so that's why I'm doing this from here still. But in the next weeks, I will be doing it from a better internet connection. Okay, I'm just going to start today's sesh by drawing a small kind of Z shape. So it goes up, across, and up like that. That's my first shape. I'm going to leave that there, just a little Z, boom, across and boom. And then I'm going to, no, let's work on this one first. No, let's not. So then up here, I'm going to do a triangle shape. So triangle shape that kind of curves a little bit. So it's kind of like an elf's hat on the side. Imagining an elf's hat or a shark's fin. Curving up. I'm going to draw a little round dot on the top there. Okay. Then down here, I'm going to imagine there's a big circle here. Just imagining. And then on that circle, I'm going to draw 4 small triangles. So 1, again, can curve out. 2, can kind of have a little curve. Going to give a little bit more of a gap. Do number 3. And finally, number 4. At the end there. So we have 1 big triangle and 4 small triangles that may be a little bit curved or wonky, which is what we want. And then at the end of these little triangles, I'm just going to add a little oval shape going in the same direction to the right. Like that. I'm going to come back down here and add smaller versions of these triangles here, so I need to add 4. So this one's going to become 1. Then I'm going to draw a line across here. Ooh, do 2. It's a little bit big, but that's fine. Go across, leaving a bigger gap. 3. And then I'll do the 4th one poking out here. Then I'm going to do a big curve up to there and a circle there. So may look a little now. Add the little ovals or circles pointing in this direction. And there we have 2 base shapes for our animal hair. So we're going to turn these into, well, animals or creatures, I don't know what the correct way to describe them would be, but they can be whatever you want them to be. So for example, you might do this in pencil just to show you as an example. I have pencils because I don't know if I'm going to commit to it. You could just do a big load of scribble like that. Can you see that? A big load of scribble in your shape, in your kind of negative space, not even negative space, in just your empty space. Same here, you could do just a big load of scribble, creating the kind of fur or body of this creature. Or you could do lots of different marks. So I'm going to use my pen now so you can see. For example, just fur coming like this. They look like plucked eyebrows on a piece of tissue when you've gone real hard one morning. For those of you who pluck your eyebrows or anything like that, and build that up. So keep adding more and more and more of that. Or you could do the age-old pattern technique, doing lots of little shapes. So some dots coming up here, could do some bigger dots, circles, ovals. Here you could do a bit of the old cross hatching, make it a bit patchworky. You could do little stars, wait, make it a bit cheesy. Messed up that star. I don't really like the idea of doing stars because it's too cheesy for me, but I'm not here to judge, so whatever you want. But basically we're filling in this shape with any kind of mark that you want. Could be just scribble. In fact, I almost think the most simple solution looks the best, just the scribble. But I'm going to build mine up doing like a patchwork style. So I could also do like literal patches with different things in them. A little cow patch. You get what I mean? And you could draw the thread connecting it. You see? And then you can either connect the head to the body or just leave it like this. But I'm gonna maybe just draw a little furry fringe bit. Try and connect that head. A little bit, and maybe a little beard or neck hair. I don't know, I'm just winging it, guys, just making it up, seeing whatever makes you feel good, what marks are relaxing to you. Thought we'd go the opposite of complicated. Keep it simple today. There's no real wrong answer here. You can just see what comes out of your hand. Don't think about it too much. You're not trying to make a perfect drawing. We're just creating kind of whatever comes. I'll do a couple more patches. Let's turn these 2 stars into a patch. Makes me think of that old children's book, like with the elephant, the patchwork elephant. What was that about? All different colours. Any of my 90s kids remember that, although I wonder if it's still a popular children's book. There's so many cool children's books out there these days. So, well, there were in my day too, but you know, current, dealing with real stuff. All right, going to add more of these just circles. Just a wild mark party going on here. Maybe a bit more cross hatching down here, a little bit up here. Although cross hatching always makes it look as if the character has been beaten up, because that's always how I remember in cartoons. If they'd been like punched or something, they'd have like a cross hatch on their cheek. Maybe I'll do a little cross hatch cheek, but not because he's been beaten up, but just that's his style. An eye. That eye looks a little bit too stark, I think. So I'm going to give it an eyelid, and immediately it makes it look more chill. Maybe a little mouth, make it look happy. Little mouth. Just a jump on his way wherever with his little mate, who could be his child or just his friend. So maybe I'm going to add the base, like a little tail. And then from that, do a kind of squiggly design. So again, just the same thing. Do your thing down here. It can be whatever style, whatever marks that come out. Maybe this one's got floppy hair that's flopping into his body. An eye, little mouth. Maybe he's got a little moustache as well. I don't know, guys. Because the best way I found to make good stuff in terms of art is to just make stuff. Sounds so stupid. And you know, eventually you'll get to the point where you start making good things every now and again. But to like sit and think about what you're going to make is so unhelpful for me anyway. I can sit and think about what I'm going to do for hours and hours and hours and still really not having a clear idea, or you know, you're not really sure what's going to happen. But as soon as I start drawing or just doodling or something, that's when all the ideas come flooding in. So, I mean, I know I'm not the person to have discovered that, but you create problems when you start making, and then you have to solve those problems actively, right? So for example, here, this is all a bit messy. So what I do is just color this whole section in and give him like a quiff. Or maybe it looks like a little hat. Either way, it's quite cute. But yeah, not putting too much pressure on yourself to make a beautiful painting or drawing. That's what these sessions are so good for. I mean, obviously, I could put a lot of pressure on myself to make perfect stuff because it's live on the internet and, you know, people will see it. But you're at home, no one can see what's going on your page. You can choose to share it if you like it, or you can just bask in the beauty of creation. I'm gonna add bits of hair, a little bit funky. How are you going? Do you think it looks cool? I'm gonna just add a little bit more weight at the top here. It needs a bit more before I do some painting in the background. But I won't make it too crazy. It's already quite crazy. I want to just point out that I have been inspired by an illustrator for this composition, by the way, on Instagram. Her name is Claire Youngs. And she is, yeah, check out her work. It's really cute. She's done a nice version of this, like two little hedgehogs or sheep. I'm not sure what, I think hedgehogs or bears, I don't know, walking along. And then, of course, you can think about your background. So I'm just going to keep it really simple and do like a zigzag block color going on in the background. So make it look kind of like party situation. Just randomly coming from the animals. So it's a bit of an odd thing going on, but the viewer can decide what they get from it, you know? Crazy. All right, let's do a little bit of painting. I think I want to go for like purple, pink, blue in a situation. I might paint the background first. Just going to paint block colors. Maybe I'll make the animals multicolored, maybe. I'm going to paint this first. While I decide. Purple, such a party colour. You think of disco for some reason. Don't know if it all stems down to having velvet purple disco pants back in the day, like flared velvet trousers in the 90s, going to the school discos, feeling super cool. Looking super cool, actually, probably. Or maybe not. Gonna do a nice pink cheek too. And maybe just a wash. Just give it a little bit of something for now while I figure out the other colours. What did I say? Purple, pink and blue. Let's get an indigo blue, nice dark indigo. paper's a little bit funny. It always has different kind of resistance points for the water, which can be cool because it then creates like cool drying looks. But you can see there like this. Maybe it's just where my hands have been grabbing the paper with my oily hands. Like in museums and stuff where you're not supposed to touch things because you just have natural oils on your hands and they'll leave marks and devalue the surface. I think that the wasp did not come in, or maybe he came straight in and flew straight out, because wasps are pretty switched on with that. If you get a fly flying into your window, good luck getting it out, because they just can't figure it out. But with wasps, they tend to make their way out eventually after terrifying me. They just like get up and walk away from the situation and just won't go back in the room for a while. The wasps in Berlin haven't been so bad this year. They were like extraordinarily bad the first year that I lived here. And like you couldn't sit outside without having swarms of wasps going for your food. But this year I haven't really experienced that too much. I mean, maybe we haven't been sitting in cafes going outside as much because obviously we've been bound to our homes a bit more. But generally I haven't noticed as many around. I'm running out of this colour, but I don't want to have to squeeze out more red onto my palette, so I'm trying to use it sparingly, although it's a gorgeous colour, like a coral. Nice coral colour. It's quite sweet, isn't it? Now I'm going to do, maybe I'll just do really dark legs, like an indigo and a black combo. To make them stand out. Now my paints have dried because I painted the purple and the blue first, so I'm pretty safe to paint these legs in. If my background was still a bit wet, I would wait a little bit, make sure it didn't smudge. Or not smudge, like billow into the background. On this face, I'm going to just do the same colour, even a bit of white for the eye and around the cheek, and maybe leaving a little strip of white there as like a little highlight. But I'll do this guy's body a different colour because he's in amongst the blue. So let's do him like a brownie colour. Shake it up a bit. Okay, not sure. I love the brownie colour. Maybe I'll stick with the themeness. Go against my want to always use all of the colours. just going to make him a fiery little pink thing down there. That's what I'm going to do. And the same for this guy. A bit more fire. It's patchwork. You can hear someone recycling their bottles. Very good. Like to hear that. Hopefully they're putting the brown glass in the brown glass one, and the clear glass in the clear glass one. Maybe sorting out everyone else's stuff. Okay, I'm going to add in little bits of yellow. Why not? Into the patches. And of course, this is just the first layer of colour, so I can always go in once all of these colours have dried and add more depth to sections if I want to. I can do what I want. A little bit of yellow for the nose. There we go. I mean, looks a bit looks a bit weird with the colour combo. Ness didn't quite go as planned, but do you know what? I think I'm going to leave it there for today and think long and hard about what went on with my colour combination. I think I could resurrect this. I'm going to wait for this to dry, maybe go over and add more dark, bold colours on the body, and then it will make the background kind of separate from the hedgehogs. But anyway, I've had a nice morning, like getting my creative flow on. I hope that you have too. You stuck with me for that time. So I will, and sorry if my internet connection is being a little bit funny. I know it's not great here, but the new internet is really fast. So I'll be, as soon as I can, moving to the new place and doing these sessions from there. We'll have slick internet to go with the slick drawings that we're doing. That's right. Anyway, have amazing Tuesdays. I will see you here tomorrow for another session. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, send pictures of your work my way. I love to see what you get up to. Share with your friends. Guys, I've got 33 subscribers. I'm so chuffed. So any more love is always welcome. But thank you all for those of you that have already subscribed and liked and commented, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, take care of yourselves and let's see you tomorrow.